In this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Take it Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's Coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing Friday morning? We got some sunshine. I think we had some rain, but now we have some sunshine. Okay, so today not today, but we've been talking all week about what's killing your business. Is your business dead? What can you do? Things that you can do to improve. And so yesterday, and we were hearing that there was some talks about TikTok being banned. Now, I have some thoughts about this, and my thoughts have now changed. And so I want to share that with you guys today. I know today's supposed to be like Free for All Friday, it's supposed to be Fun Day Friday, but I have some information that I want to share, and I want to get your thoughts on it too. I don't want to just leave it here in my head, because I'm thinking, and I may have an unpopular opinion. But we're going to talk about it. Let's discuss it and see where you guys are at. Let me know if you guys want to split it up and we can do half of news, half Fun Day Friday. We can do that too. But this is information that I think is going to be vital for every business owner. So I just jumped in and started talking. I want to introduce myself. My name is Miss Nikkie. I am the Dean of Bubble Babes University, and I'm also your host of Coffee with Nikkie, your daily cup of information and inspiration. So, how's everybody doing today? How are you doing this morning? Let me look in the chat and see who we have in the building. Good morning, cousin. Cousin's in the building. She's the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on earth is in the building. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois says, good morning. I'm blessed. Good morning, Big Meech. Big Meech is in the building. She said, happy Friday. Make sure to hit the like button, please. And thank you. Yes, and yes. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning. She said, happy Friday. Good morning. Good morning, Tracy. Tracy says, happy Friday. Good morning. Good morning, Melody. Melody said, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Chantel is in the building, y'all. I'm going to need y'all to share this link out. Do what y'all need to do. While y'all watching, I said I was going to start saying this. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. So go on ahead and subscribe. Go on ahead and like this video. If you are watching the replay, go on ahead and do what you got to do. So, I want to recap on what we were talking about. Plus, I want to get into this thing with TikTok. Matter of fact, I should just go directly into TikTok so that we don't waste any time, especially if you want to do, Fun Day Friday, we can play a game, or we can just continue with the news. Totally up to you. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning. She said, good morning, everyone. It's totally up to you. So in the news today. Okay, so let's get into, first of all, does anybody in here use TikTok? Does anybody use the app? Put ones in the chat. Ones in the chat if you are on TikTok and you're thriving on TikTok. Some people are on TikTok. It doesn't really matter to them if it's banned or not, because you barely on there anyway. That was just another app for you to learn. And so you really don't care if it goes away, right? But if you have, a lot of people have been growing their business on TikTok. A lot of people have been thriving on TikTok. A lot of people have become millionaires based off of their TikTok TikTok shop. Yes. Off their TikTok shop, and their sales and just the way that they do things is a little different. It's a lot different than our apps that we have here, right? And so it gave them a chance to shine and their businesses to soar. And so, but with that being said, there's also another side to look at as well. And so, is your business one of those businesses with that was soaring during, the surge of TikTok, or you really never got into it? Let me know in the chat. Good morning, Jasmine. And I want to say, everybody, go on ahead and click on Jasmine Alyssa. Jasmine Alyssa is going live tonight, and she is going to answer questions from her hotline. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask Jasmine related to your business, your brand, and your aesthetic, please send her a message, and she is going to, I'm not that I don't understand. I know she said it yesterday, but she is going to address it. I don't know how many she's going to address at one time because it can get lengthy, but she is going to address it. So if there's something, a care, a question, a concern that you have about your business, about like I said, the branding and aesthetic, send Jasmine Alyssa a message, and make sure that you click her picture, follow her, subscribe to her channel, because she's going live tonight. She's going live tonight. I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, I think. Jasmine, correct me if I'm wrong, please. And if you have a link, put it in here too. All right. So, oh no, I'm not thriving on TikTok, but I'm trying. I hear you, girl. I hear you. We're gonna be talking about TikTok, Melody. We're gonna be talking about the ban on TikTok, and we are going to also be talking about. I think I have an unpopular opinion about TikTok, because, and I didn't know I had it until I was writing my stuff out this morning, and I was like, if this is happening here, then why are we doing it here? So it begged me to question a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? And so we're gonna talk about that today. We're gonna talk about it today. Okay, so Jazz Jazz will be on YouTube tonight. She will be on YouTube tonight. And she has her hotline going on. Y'all make sure that you get your questions in, and she's going to answer them live on her YouTube channel. So y'all go on ahead and click. Let me put her up on the screen just so y'all know. Go on ahead and click Jasmine Alyssa and subscribe to her channel. Put on your notifications bell so you can be notified when she's going to go live. Okay? When she's going to go live. So if you were not so, messed up about what's going on with TikTok, then you're in a good place. But if you were, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time for you to understand why it's so important for you to be building your community. This is why it's so important for you to not get so invested in one particular app, because something like this may happen. The app may go away. You may not be able to access the app. The app may go bankrupt. There's so many other factors that could go into you not being able to utilize the app and getting the information that you've been collecting on it, and you may not be able to retain it, right? So you want to make sure that you are pulling your people somewhere else. So if I'm getting you at one app, I want to make sure that I'm getting you into my email list. I got to be pulling you into my funnel somehow, right? So if it's not on my email list, then am I pulling you into my community? How am I being able to communicate with you off of said platform, right? So you want to make sure, if this hasn't shown us anything, it definitely it's shown us to be more vigilant in at getting your customers emails, getting your customers data, so that you can be in constant contact with your customers should something like this happen, right? If you with me, say I'm with you in the chat. If you with me, say I'm with you in the chat, because I know a lot of us are saying, oh, I'll get their email later. Oh, I'll worry about that later. Oh, I'm not big enough to build my community. Now is the time for you to start building your community, because when it starts to grow, you know exactly what you need to do within your community. You know exactly how you need to speak to them. You know exactly how to set up a journey for them. And you're not just learning once you have it. You know what I'm saying? And then you fumble the ball. You don't want to fumble the ball. So you want to make sure that you are doing it now. You're building your community right now. Everybody in this chat, everybody within the sound of my voice, start building your community right now. Does that mean a spreadsheet with your customers' emails? It may. Does that mean setting up your email listings? I mean your email marketing? Yes. Does that mean setting up a community somewhere? Yes, it does. It doesn't mean that you should, you know what I'm saying? Like, it does mean that you should be setting up your communities. If this hasn't taught you anything, it should have taught you that you need to retain your customers' data. Because should something like this happen and you popping on a network or you popping on an app somewhere and all of a sudden that app is poof and gone, then how are you going to maintain? And how you going to maintain and how you going to retain? Oh, bars. How you going to retain your customers, right? So you got to make sure that you are starting to build your community right here, right now. I don't care if you have 2 customers. I don't care if you have 2 followers. Now is the time for you to start building your community. Start moving your people off the app and moving them into your community. Start moving the people off the app and moving them into your email list. Start moving you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to move them off the app. Yes? Say I'm with you in the chat. Say I'm with you in the chat. I set up a business page and made a couple of posts. I'm on it for entertainment for now. Okay, got you, Melody. They definitely need to find another way to sell, because if TikTok goes away, they are done for. They are. I was just having this conversation with Tracy. Yep, yep, yep. Now, I want to say this is not the first time that they try to ban TikTok. Trump tried to ban TikTok too, right? But it wasn't successful. TikTok is still going on, and now they're trying to do it again. Now, I'm gonna tell you again, I have an unpopular opinion, because now I'm starting. After I started digging through information and started going down this rabbit hole, I started to think differently. I started to think that maybe we do need to ban TikTok. I started to think that maybe this is a good thing. Why? Because China is banning most of our apps so that they can control the information that comes into the country, right? They can control it. They're able to do what they need to do in their country. So we don't have access to them like that. You know what I'm saying? And so if we don't have access to them like that, then why are we doing that for them? Am I saying it right? They don't have access. We can't have access to them. So why should they have access to us? Right. And so now my point is, my views have changed a little bit, because and I want to say a lot, because are we doing the work to destroy us? And we see this a lot. And this is going to take me into politics. This is going to take me into what's going on in America. This is going to take me into racial divide. This is going to take me into a lot of things. And I don't want to really go that deep into it. I'm going to just scratch the surface. But are we doing the work for them? Are we destroying ourselves? Right. And then we're fighting to destroy ourselves. Like, that sounds crazy, but that, if you really look at it, that is what's happening. We are fighting to keep an app that may be something that may be used down the line to compromise us and may be a hindrance to us and may destroy us. We're complying and we're compromising ourselves just so we can be entertained by an app. I don't know if anybody else is, thinking the way I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times we're just thinking freedom of speech. A lot of the times it's saying we just think that America want to take our rights away. But is that the case? Is that the case? Now, we see that when the media uses certain situations to provoke outrage, right? We see this when the media uses certain things to promote a certain agenda. We see that here in our own country, right? We're seeing this, and we end up getting angry. We end up fighting the fight that they want us to fight. They're like instigating the fight, and then we end up we end up taking up the cause, and we fight in their battles, and they're just trying to, instigate the fight. You know what I'm saying? But are we doing that with TikTok? I want to ask you guys that. Are we doing that with TikTok? Let me know in the chat. Are we doing that with TikTok? One thing I want to say, because I don't have my TikTok shop fully set up, but when I was setting up my TikTok shop, they wanted a whole lot of information about my store and different things more so than any website platform wants it. And I was like, well, I'm usually in my conspiracy theory mindset all the time. And I'm like, that's a lot of information for you to have. Why do you need all of this information? Why do you want all of this information? You know what I'm saying? My website, I got my website. It doesn't want all of that. And then I think, oh, well, maybe it's international laws and da 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 da, and maybe it's not so bad. But now that I'm looking deeper into this, maybe it is so bad, because now if they have all of your information, and yes, they say no, it doesn't have anything to do with the government and things like that. But what if something should happen, and being that the majority of the stake is owned by the Chinese, by the China, the bit dance bit, is it bite dance, if the majority of the company is owned by ByteDance in China, and the government says you got to turn that over, then all of a sudden it got to turn it over, then all of your information is turned over, your bank information, your business information, your personal information, like all that information is now turned over. And I could be looking at it wrong, and I could may have the wrong thoughts right now, but this is where I'm going with it. So now if they have to decide that they have to give everything up because the government told them that they have to, relinquish this information, and they do, now how does that harm us as Americans? I want to know. I want to know if you think the same, if you're thinking along the same lines as I'm thinking right now. And if this is maybe perhaps opening your eyes up to, it's not about taking your freedom away. It may be more so about the information that may be uncontrolled, because we willingly gave this information. We willingly put this up there for them to have. They don't have to fight for this information. They don't have to do anything to what's the word I'm thinking of? I can't think of it right now. They don't have to do anything to what is the word? I'm thinking that's just gonna come to me. It didn't come to me, but it will. It will. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm concerned that I'm concerned that we can spend this much time on an app, but we can get the guns off the street. We cannot stop the hackers from hacking our bank accounts in the US. I feel as though that can happen with any app and devices, not just TikToks, and it's not just TikTok, and it sucks. It sucks because we're beefing with China. Not just any app, yes. Okay. Yes, your information can be used anywhere. And again, I'm like, well, why the US? If China's controlling the information that's coming into China, then why aren't we controlling it? Because we willy-nilly give it to the cops. We willy-nilly use it for FBI investigations. We willy-nilly do it. We use our social media as a means to gather information to solve crimes and do all of that other stuff. I mean, it could be good, but it could be bad. So it's really having me think a little deeper now, because if we're beefing with China and they need to use our information, we gave it to them. They didn't violate anything. We willingly did this. We willingly shot ourselves in the foot. Right? And so it's not just like any app, just anything could do that, right? I'm saying any app could steal your information. Any app could, you know what I'm saying? But we willingly handed it over. Do y'all feel what I'm saying or no? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. When I lost my iPhone last year, I never went back to TikTok for the biz. Got you. I feel like, let me pull this up. I feel like between all the other apps, our information is already out there, and that's the problem. If that's how we're thinking that we're already doomed. TikTok has a few American investors. The majority is China, though. I think it's about billionaires trying to monetize it and manipulating the information. It could be. It could be. It could be. Now, again, I'm saying TikTok has made a way for a lot of people to make a lot of money, right? They did do that. And if it's about clout, if it's about somebody being jealous that an app is doing better than theirs, such as Meta, right? If that's the case, then that's understandable, right? Because it's not about a jealousy thing. It's not about somebody doing better in business than you. But if it's something that we are doing that can then violate us down the line, now your antenna should be up. Now you should be concerned. Now you should be outraged, because if this is something that is going to be used to violate us and not, you know what I'm saying? Yes, everything looks beautiful and amazing in the beginning, right? Your presidents, they come on, they talk a sweet game in order for you to vote for them, right? They talk a real beautiful game. They're going to do so many things. Everything's going to happen and nothing happens in the end, right? Right, you start to see that all of the things that they said they were going to do when they got into office, they don't do, and those things are no longer important to them. So they talk a sweet game. So are we being misled? Is TikTok speaking a sweet game, and then somewhere down the line this is going to be something that's going to be used against us? So it begs me to wonder, really, like, what's going on, and y'all already know I'm not so for, politics and all that other stuff, but is this something that we're using that is going to hurt us down the line? China has their hands in too many pots for my liking. We need to be more vigilant. We do. I started setting up my store until they asked for tax information. They ask for way too much information in your TikTok shop. How many people in here set up a TikTok shop? TikTok shop. Every time I say that, I always feel tongue tied. How many of you guys have set it up? Put ones in the chat if you set up a shop, and put two if you have not. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. And then again, this is not exactly where I was going, and I think I want to go deeper into this because I done found me a rabbit hole to explore. But this is deeper than just a social media app. This is deeper than just us not, them violating our freedom to use an app. This is deeper than that. Good morning, Kay. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let me know if you have set up a TikTok shop, because it seemed, and I see the people in their live stores, and they, the live selling and everything like that, and they're doing amazing. They're doing amazing. But again, is this something being used so that more and more people could get on there, and more people are giving their information up, and more people will be violated? Right? Let me know in the chat. So I have to look at my notes for a second, because there's a lot of things that I wrote, and there's a lot of quotes and things like that I took, because I wanted to be able to give you the information, and you can do what you want. It's a gift. You don't have to do what I say. You don't have to believe what I believe, right? I'm giving it to you as a gift. You can take my information and you can use it. You can take my information and throw it away. You can take my information and dig deeper for yourself. It's totally up to you what you want to do with this information, but it is my job to provide information to you, right? So the thing that was great about TikTok, another thing that was great about TikTok, it allowed you to collaborate with other influencers, other content creators. It allowed you to collaborate with them, and you could say they can market for you. You know what I'm saying? So that they can be, one of your advocates. They're talking about your product. You send them the product. They talk about the products, and they get a percentage of the sales based on how many comes in from them, right? And so that was amazing, right? Because you don't necessarily have to go find a popular influencer to do this. You're now finding somebody who's saying that they want to market this thing, and they're going to work as hard. You're going to give them a percentage. You decide the percentage that you want them to have, and they sell the products accordingly. And then in the back end how much they get based on how many were sold or whatever, right? And so I thought that was an amazing thing, right? But now, how amazing is it? Now, I don't think they should be forced to sell their shares, the American shares. I don't think they should be forced to do that, but I do think that if there's some things that we can do in China due to policy, then it should be the same here. It should be the same here. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Martini. We are talking about TikTok. We're talking about TikTok being banned, and we're talking about I have an unpopular opinion, so I'm just sharing that with everybody this morning. There's ways to get around it. So if you have a virtual private network, which is also called a VPN, you are able to get through it, right? And so we would be able to do the same thing. So if TikTok was banned, we would be able to use a VPN so that we could utilize the app. But would you want to utilize the app is the question, right? Would you want to utilize the app is the question. In China, you could do the same thing. So the way to get around it is to use this app. It says using the VPN in China is a popular method to get through the Great Firewall. It reroutes internet traffic through a remote server and changes the IP address. This way, user virtually appears to be in a different location and can bypass country-specific restrictions and censorship when going online. So if you want, you could have a VPN, right? So that you can bypass it and utilize the app. Totally up to you. But I have my thoughts, but I don't want to say them on your platform. Girl, I probably said them. I probably said them already. So now it's about my conspiracy against reality. Now, is it because they may want to use our information? Or is it because they want to take away our freedom? What do you think it is? Do you think that we're trying to ban it because they are trying to take away our freedom? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Do you think that they're trying to take away our freedom by taking away this app? Or do you think it's a way for them to be protecting us? Because if China get a hold of our information because we voluntarily given it away, can now be used against us to attack us or whatever, right? Because China controls their information. We have plenty of apps. Most of the apps and most of the apps, websites, and things that we use here, they do not have in China. Why? Because they want to control their information. They want to be able to do what they need to do for their country. We have a piece of everything here. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, good morning, good morning. They have a piece of everything here, right? And so I wrote down Chinese laws. If only we can only have our apps, websites, or whatever in China if they agree to hand over their stuff to the government, right? So it says Chinese laws allow the government to limit or block apps and websites that don't cooperate with the government. In China, cooperation can mean blocking or removing content based on government guidelines. The content the Chinese government chooses to block may vary with time, but this amounts to the total censorship power. So if this is what's going on in China and they're protecting their people, then why are we not doing it here? And if it's so, if it's not such a big thing, then why don't you? I don't want to say conform, but why don't you follow the guidelines so that the app can be provided here, right? Why won't you comply with the guidelines that the US requires in order for the app to be provided here? Why wouldn't you do that the same as we would do in China? Right. So if it's not that big of a deal, then you shouldn't have a problem with compliant. But clearly we see there's a problem with compliance. Why is there such a problem with compliance? Right. And they never protected us at all. At all. They don't really care about us. And I think it's more so about control and other things. But do we really what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Um it says a website, and Google was in China for a while, but then some things changed. So I'm going to share that with you as well. A website may choose to comply with Chinese law, or Chinese law may change and render certain sites incompliant. Google, for example, worked in China until 2010. But before then, Google had chosen to serve China's market and provide its people with information access. even though it applied limitations to comply with Chinese censorship policy. So Google changed its mind and then they pulled back, right? And so they decided that they don't want to comply with Chinese law anymore. And so now Google is not available. So the apps that are not available in China are Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Blogger, Tumblr. Does anybody use Tumblr anymore, and Blogspot? Those two, those are not allowed in China. YouTube, Netflix, Vimeo. They can't use search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo. They can't use any of those. They can't use any of those in China. So I'm just saying, if they can't use those in China, does China know something that we don't know? Right? Because all I know is that America has a price. I know that America will sell to the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? I do know that. I do know. We all know that, right? We all know that. Look into social security numbers and things like that. But we all know that. We know that. But if China is deciding that they're not going to allow these things because they want to control the information and they want to be able to foresee what's going to happen, then why aren't we doing the same thing? Why aren't we doing the same thing? And why are we fighting so hard to keep something that and I'm not saying, they don't ever really do anything for us. There's something else in it for them. I get that part. But are we fighting against ourselves is the question. Are we fighting against ourselves? I don't think the US politicians are trying to protect the citizens. My job has TikTok blocked, okay? And it's probably due to the information that they don't want them to have access to. Because if they have access to your trends, they have access to the way you spend, where your money is coming from, how you get your money, all of your information, your blood type, things that's going on with your medical information. If they got all that kind of information, just like anything else, but if they got all this kind of information about you, then what could they do with it? And that's just the question. What could they do with it? And I'm not even saying I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm saying that I started to look at it a little bit differently, because initially when I thought about it, I thought about, oh, they just trying to ban the app. Facebook trying to get on, Facebook trying to head to the top, and so they got to take TikTok out. Initially, kind of that's how I was thinking. Initially, I was thinking they're trying to take our freedoms away. Initially, that's where I was going with it. But when I started to digging deeper and I started doing a little more research, and I said, I think I may go into a deeper dive about this information here, is because I found out more information, and now it forced me to think differently. It forced me to think that if China's not doing it, then why is the US doing it? And why should we allow them to do it? If they're not doing it there, then why should we allow them to do it here? We should not allow them to do it here. They don't allow us to do it in their country. And it's not about them caring about us, because we already know that they don't. It's not about them caring about us. It's about, well, if we can't do it over there, then why are we going to allow you to do it here? And then us as people, we're fighting against it, so that and we're fighting against ourselves. In my opinion, this is my opinion. And you guys are free to tell me what your opinion is in the chat. Let me know in the chat and we could talk about it. I have no problem discussing it, right? I have no dog in the fight. I have no problem discussing it. Another YouTuber I follow said they believe the Facebook IG outrage last week was most likely a cyber attack. This would explain some of the reason why they want to ban TikTok. That's a good one. It's always about the dollar. Always. Information is powerful and can be used as leverage. Right. Why would they comply? Yep. It's always about the dollar. Chantel, who knows? I'm still having problems with loading things on all platforms. Yes, YouTube included. Our prime minister president was speaking of doing the same thing as China. I haven't heard anything about it for a while, but it looks like he's on the way out soon. So just thoughts, just something to think about, just something to make you say, if they're not allowing us to have our stuff over there because we're not complying with them, why are we willy-nilly complying with them to allow that app to be here? I just want to know. I just want to know. And that is just, let me see what else I put in my notes, because and you guys feel free to put your thoughts in the chat, because I would love to hear your thoughts. Because like I said, I was thinking one way, now I'm thinking another. Maybe your thoughts are going to give me another, another facet to consider. So let me know in the chat what you guys think. And I also said, if they are asking for more, and whenever somebody asks me for too much personal information, my red flags go up. There was a time when I was supposed to do something happened on my computer. And I was trying to fix my printer. And so the guy needed to go into my printer. Wait 1 second. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I had to my printer wouldn't connect, and so I had to speak to a tech. So the tech got on, and you know how they go into your computer and they start accessing things. And then the night before, I was watching a movie, and I forgot what this movie was. The bee, the bee, is it the beekeeper? I think it's the beekeeper. Anybody seen that movie, The Beekeeper? Felicia Rashad was in the beginning of the movie, and that guy who was always he's like uh always doing something. I think he was in Fast and Furious. He's always in some movies where he's doing some spy stuff. But they took the beekeeper. Yes. They took all of her information. They told her what they needed to do. They needed to go into her computer, and they were going to help her, whatever, whatever, whatever. And so what they did was they went into her computer and took all of her personal information and drained her bank accounts. And she ended up, I think she killed herself, right? Because they took all of her money. They took everything that she had, right? And it was a tech company doing this thing. And so I seen that movie, I think the day before. The guy had to go into my computer. And so he wanted to go into the computer, and I'm like, you're trying to fix my printer. I don't understand why you need to go into my printer. And then so he was like, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I'm like, well, why are you telling me that I need to do this? This don't have anything to do with my printer. Why are you telling me I need to do all of these things? So I started to get a little wary, and I started to get a little concerned. And so my mind went to that movie immediately, and I was like, okay, I stopped him from having access to my computer, because I felt like it was too much information that was not related to what he needed to do. I wanted you to put my printer online. I don't know what you're doing. You're doing too much. In my opinion, he may have been totally right, but in my opinion, I said, I don't think this is where we're supposed to be going with this. And so I stopped him. I blocked him from having access to my computer. And I was like, forget it. I'm not going to utilize this. And he was like, and I was on the phone with him as well. And he was like, I'm not trying to steal your information. As soon as he said that, red flag went up, just because that's just how I am. That's how I'm wired. And so I was like, well, why would you think that that's what I would think? He was like, because why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, So that was that. And so I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing. Like, if you ask me for too much information, now I'm questioning why. And when you're setting up your TikTok shop, they ask you for way too much information. They ask you for way more information than any website host would ask you for. Why do you need all of that information? Why do you need all of that information? So Jason Statham, am I saying it right? Statham? Yes, that's him. And he talks like this. Yes, it's all true. Don't let the don't tell the movie, let them go see it. I kind of told some of it, but that ain't all of it. That's the beginning of the movie. That's what happens in the beginning of the movie. I would not allow anyone getting into my computer. I would ask to be walked through the process. He tried to walk me through the process initially. And so he was like, usually, I mean, it's happened before and I've done it, but it just was, I was just on alert. I was on super alert because of the movie. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm on high alert for scammers. That's why I never signed up for TikTok shop. And that's what my point is, Melissa, right? That's my point. Way too much information for a store. You're not giving me a loan. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing anything. You're not fronting money that's not coming into you already. Like, what are we doing here? Why you need all of this information? There's no need for you to have all of this information. Too much. Too much. That's why I don't have Apple Pay on my phone, and that's why I don't have a lot of those things on my phone. When you start asking me too much, I shut the conversation down. Right. And again, it could be something that is nothing, but it could be something that's everything. And I don't know. And so since I don't know, I'm gonna use my discernment and I'm just not gonna do anything. That's just how I roll. That's how I roll. So something to make you say, do you guys think that we should go a little deeper into this whole, and not so much of the ban, but just more so about the type of information that we have to put out, and it's and the type of the things that can be used against us to harm us as a people, as a country, as a whole. Let me see. I don't trust anybody when it comes to stuff like that, right? Um, I've already told my kids when I get older, my money will be in my mattress or somewhere, or somewhere. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I didn't sign up either. Nope. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are talking about the ban on TikTok. We are talking about compliance. We're talking about if TikTok don't want to allow our apps to be there based off of their rules and their guidelines, and why are we allowing that app to be here. I was also saying that I had an unpopular opinion because I was thinking, is it because it are they trying to take away our freedom to use the app, or you know what I'm saying, like what are they actually taking this app away from us for? So that is what we are talking about. Do you have anything, because I know you like to be in the news, so if there's anything that you would like to contribute to that, let me know in the chat. The next thing that I want to talk about, and I know today was supposed to be a fun day, maybe Monday will be the fun day, but I wanted to make sure I get this information to y'all because I swear you guys need to have it. You know what I'm saying? And if I could provide some information that is going to help you think objectively, then I really want to give you that information. The next thing is that the body shops are closing. The body shops are closing. We are seeing a whole bunch of American businesses close, or a bunch of businesses close that we seen as it. Body Shop is one of the companies that I looked at when I started my business about how I wanted things to look, how I wanted things to feel. Body Shop was one of those companies. Body Shop was like, if I don't know what sense y'all remember from the Body Shop, but Fuzzy Peach was one of my favorites. Fuzzy Peach was one of my favorites. Let me see. Always follow the money. They want to take the app away because the money isn't staying in the US and it can't be regulated. So TikTok can stay if it's purchased by a US company. And so this is what I was saying. I was saying that if but the majority of the stake is owned by the Chinese. So if it should happen where the Chinese government says that they have to give everything that they have on the US, then is that going to be something that is used against us? Are we fighting a fight? Are we fighting a fight where we're fighting against ourselves? Because a lot of the times this is what they do to us in the media, right? They make us outraged about certain things, and so they know that they can instigate the fight. They don't have to show it, they don't have to talk about it, they don't have to be the person that says, oh, we're against this and no, we're against that. They're going to make the people fight it out, and so the people are going to fight it out, and since they're going to fight it out, we're going to do the job for them. So are we doing that for the Chinese, is what I started to question, right? Because we're fighting to keep it here. And yes, it could be about money, but no, it may not be about money, because now is it about our information? Again, one of the things that I don't like about TikTok Shop is that it asks for way too much information. And I felt uncomfortable about all that information that you had to provide in order for you to even have a TikTok Shop. And so that's where, I'm not exactly sure what the intent is. I'm not exactly sure what the intent is about them banning the app and about this passing. But I am concerned when I'm looking at it from that way. You know what I'm saying? I am concerned about the kind of information that they have about us, and if that information can be used against us. Most def it'll be another Facebook. It's better than Facebook. It's bigger. It's not bigger than Facebook. Facebook is still at still leading, but it's better than Facebook. It offers better ways for people to make money. It's better for a bit, you know what I'm saying? Like you can get your product out there by collaborating with a lot of users, and so it's a way for a lot of people to make a lot of money off that app. But so in a lot of ways it's way better than all of the apps that we do have. It's better than Facebook, it's better than Instagram, it's better than those apps. But is it harming us? Question. Just the body shops closing, Dollar Trees closing stores, and Family Dollar. Yes, Family Dollar and the Dollar Tree owns Family Dollar, is what I read this morning. The Dollar Tree owns Family Dollar. So, and this may be why Dollar Tree is now supposed to be going to $1.75, and also why it's got the Super Dollar Tree inside so that they can make more money. That may be something that's maybe something that's a reason why they're doing that. It's always about info. Data is king, right? And that's why I said it's important. And the point was for me to say that if TikTok is going to be banned, how are you going to take your customers off that platform and bring them over into your communities, onto your email list? You got to learn how to funnel your customers off of any particular app. It can be any app. Instagram can be gone. Facebook could be gone. Any app can be gone, right? But how can you move these people and put them into your community, or put them into a place where you will always have access to your community? Because if you had millions of followers on TikTok, boom, TikTok is gone. Now your millions of followers are gone. And let's say you didn't focus on Instagram or Facebook or anything else. And so now you got to start all over again, because now your millions of followers got to find you, or you got to find a way to find them, or you got to just start all over from the beginning again. You got to start from scratch. So you got to know how to take your following from any platform that you're on, and start building your community. This is the importance of community. That's initially how I started, right? It's important for you to build up your community. It's important for you to gather up your names, your emails and information for your list, and maybe you want to even create a spreadsheet. It depends. Not it depends. It's important for you to do that. It's important for you to do that. It's not that it depends. It's important. Yet the main thing is for you to move these people. You get them on your platform, move them from there, move them into your funnel. Take the people off that platform, move them into your email list. Take the people off your platform and bring them into your community. It's important for you to do that. As soon as you get them, bring them over. Get them, bring them over. Tell them every time you want them to sign up for your email list, give them a freebie, give them a lead, do some kind of lead magnet that's going to entice them to want to be there, or want to, give you their information. Whatever that is, you got to bring them over. You got to bring them over. If we say one thing, one thing is you got to start talking about your product and you got to be out there. The next thing is that you got to move them off a platform and bring them into your community. Right? That's what you got to do. It's not surprising. I used to love the body shop. Same. I love the fuzzy peach. Look at Melissa. I love the fuzzy peach scent as well. Do you remember when you could mix the scents in the store? Yes. Let me tell you something. I used to love the body shop. I used to work, there's one like right next to Rockefeller Center. Well, there used to be, because it's not there anymore. There used to be one right there in Rockefeller Center, and I used to work at Capitol Records, and I used to walk all the time. On my way home or on my way there, I'm in the body shop all the time, getting the body butter and getting the little sprays. Oh my gosh, I loved the body shop. I love the body shop. The more data you acquire, the more you're worth. I meant it to be another Facebook in the data it has on everyone. I got you. I believe that's why it's being shut down too. Many people making a lot of money, and they can't have that. Yep, they're making a whole lot of money. Satsuma was my favorite from the body shop. I love the body shop. Love the body shop. But the body shop is closing. The body shop is closing. They filed for bankruptcy, such as just like 1617 just filed for bankruptcy. So it is very important, very, very, very important for you to get involved with your business. And by getting involved, I mean being clear about who you're speaking to, being clear about who your products are for, and getting your messaging out there. And it's more than just the product, because again, this store was popping. It was popping, and everybody will have their time to shine in the light, right? And so maybe it's just their time, right? Maybe they didn't conform. And this is another deep dive that I want to do as well. I want to go deeper into the body shop and see why they filed for bankruptcy. I want to see what happened with the company behind the scenes, so that we can get this information. We could use this stuff so we can change the way we do business, right? Because there's going to be some very important information in there that we need to look at. There may be some things we need to add. There may be some things that we need to take away, but there's going to be some very important business lessons that we need to be paying attention to. So I'm thinking I want to do a deeper dive into the body shop as well. I think I want to do that as well. I think I was closed already. Yep, I think so too. Okay, China has been data harvesting forever. USA just wants control of info and get funds from it or war. They take both financially they take both financially beneficial. They take both financially beneficial. And I also think that we're in election year. We're in an election year. So things that are going to pull on our emotions, things that are going to make us go one way or the other, is going to be the reason why we vote one way or the other. So control of TikTok or giving an ultimatum. Okay, got you. They have they gave to China, sell or else. I mean, I would think that I could have one of the people from ByteDance that are one of the business the partners in ByteDance be a US resident. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And let them control it. But it's that's not here nor there. Um I'm just thinking again, if you don't allow our apps there because we're not complying with you, why would we do it here? Again, it could be a money grab. It could be about control. Those things are true. Two things can be right at the same time, right? They can both be true. But if you don't allow it there, then why are we allowing it here? If we're telling you this is what we need you to do in order to comply, why aren't you doing it here? And y'all have your own rules over here, and y'all not changing, and y'all not letting up over there. They don't care how popular an app is over there. They don't care how much somebody may need Google over there. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. And so we need to start thinking differently. And this is what I'm thinking. Again, it's an election year. It also can be something that is going to sway people in their voting, right? Because this has something to do with the younger people. The younger people are going to, because they I was looking at some videos and everything, and the younger people were saying they rather keep TikTok than to vote. Some people may have their own opinions and reasons why they may or may not vote, and I'm not talking about that, but the people that were asked, they'd rather have TikTok over voting rights. It's a little scary, ain't it? It's a little bit scary because we are so controlled by entertainment that we are willing to give up our rights in order to be entertained. Does that sound right? And again, I may be looking at it wrong, but let me know if you see the same thing that I'm seeing. You're willing to be entertained, just like we're willing to be entertained on TV. We spend hours and hours and hours on end watching TV, being dumbed down, thumbing through stuff, instead of paying attention to the issues and things that are going on in our society, in our government. We are not paying attention to laws being passed. We're not paying attention to a lot of the things. We'd rather be entertained and give up our rights than to have our rights and stand firmly in that. It sounds a little crazy to me. We're willing to just be entertained than to have our rights as American people. That's crazy. But let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let me know. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I'm not even in the right area. And somebody, if I'm not in the right area, somebody pull me back. Let me know. Let me know. There's a lot of information and misinformation being spread on TikTok. Yes. Um, or is this a play? Or is this a play to get the younger ones to go out and vote? Again, it could be. Um, I believe COVID changed a lot of things. More of us started creating soaps, body butters, and more. We started circulating our dollars elsewhere. Social media is a distraction. I agree with that. Edutainment is big business. It is and is, like cousin would say, and is. Far as my thoughts on why the body shop is closing. Got you, got you, got you. And it's true, they may have not been able to come back after COVID. That's why I said I want to do a deep dive, because when that happened, we were down for what, 2 years? You know what I'm saying? You couldn't go into the stores for a while. I don't know exactly how long. Did that have something to do with it? And the stores that have their storefronts have a higher overhead, and so maybe they couldn't keep up with their overhead. We don't know. And I really want that's why I want to really go deeper into that and to see what were the reasons why, because we did just come out of a pandemic. We did just come back. We did just come out of a pandemic, so business is starting to pick back up. Maybe they didn't have enough cash flow. Remember, I said that that's the not I said, but Score said that that's the number one reason why most businesses die, because of cash flow. Maybe there wasn't enough cash flow to float all of these stores in order for them to survive through this pandemic. Because the body shop is one of those stores that you got to go in and you got to touch, you got to smell, and people may be sick. People coming in, they got to touch things. You can't wipe down everything. This is the reason why I closed my shop down during the time of COVID, because people have to touch, smell, and all that other stuff. And you can't wipe down everything that they touch, And so maybe they weren't able to, continue on through that. They couldn't continue on. So let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. Let me know if y'all are with me. Again, y'all don't have to have the same opinion with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally fine with us having a difference of opinion. We don't all have to have the same opinion. I'm saying if you have an opinion, share it, because it may be something that I'm not looking at. It may be something that I'm overlooking. It may be something that I'm overthinking. It may be something that I didn't even think about. You know what I'm saying? So if there's anything that you would like to say, please put it in the chat. Please put it in the chat. And if you are interested in going deeper into the behind the scenes of the body shop bankruptcy, let me know, because I will definitely go deeper into that, because I want to know for myself. So I'm really doing it because I want to know why, because it's in the area that I am in. I want to know why somebody in the area that I am in, that I seen as being a successful business, went bankrupt. So I want to know that so it can help me later on in the future. And I also want to get further into this TikTok thing. And I told y'all with TikTok, I didn't think I was going to go into such. I started to go into the rabbit hole, but then I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much more for me to be exploring in this rabbit hole. I need to get back in it. So I do want to go more into this TikTok thing as well. I do. So let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. And while I'm waiting for you guys to tell me what your thoughts are in the chat, I want y'all to have an amazing weekend. We will be back for Coffee with Nikki Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is your daily cup of information and inspiration. If you watched this far, hopefully there was something that I said that was informational, or something that I said today that's going to make you go and find out some more information, so you can have a better idea on where you are on the fence about, not if you're on the fence, but just a better sense of your thoughts about what's going on behind the scenes of TikTok. Because again, we're not gonna, the government allows us to know what they want us to know, so we don't have all of the information. You telling us enough that's going to make us decide if we want this app or not. You're not really giving us enough information as to how we can make our own, not how we can make our own decision, but you're not giving us enough information to really know what's going on behind the scenes, positive and negative. You're not really giving us that kind of information. You're giving us what we want to know so that we can make a decision that will make us side with you. And so I want you guys to go ahead and find out some more information about it so we can see more about it, because again, they give us what they want us to know. The media portrays what they want us to know. They give us bits and pieces. They spoon feed us certain information to trigger certain emotions. That's what they do. Unfortunately, that's what's happening. Unfortunately, that's what's happening here. With you, we all need to pay attention to what's going on and how it can potentially affect us, period. Because bottom line is, how is this going to affect us? And what I don't want us to do is to be fighting for a cause that we think is about our freedom, but in reality, we're fighting against ourselves, and we're forcing ourselves to be pushed out. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want it to be that. And so I have a lot of I have a lot of thoughts about that. I have a lot of thoughts about that. And next week I think I'm gonna be filling in my eyebrows because I feel like this lady done. I already told you I'm trying to let them grow out because she messed my eyebrows up. But we'll see. Yes, we all need to pay attention. Absolutely. Have a great weekend, Queenies. You too, Miss Lois. Have a great weekend, Tracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessed weekend, everyone. Let us remain vigilant. Please, please, please remain vigilant. Please, please, please do not just allow the government, people to make the decisions and think for you. Don't allow that to happen. Think for yourself. Get the information so you are armed with the information that you need in order for you to make an educated decision. Don't let social media, don't let the news, don't let any of that make your mind up. Get the information you need so that you can create your own opinion about something. Okay? Please, 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 and thank you. Michelle said your eyebrows are fine. I didn't even notice. I did when I sat here. I was like, wait a minute, look at my eyebrows. But we'll see. We'll see. Have a good weekend, ladies. So everybody, thank you so much for rocking with me today. Again, if you watch this far, you might as well have subscribed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications bell so you can be notified when we go live. I'm live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I was supposed to update you guys. Okay. I'll update you guys Monday. I'll update you guys on Monday. I have not been cleared yet of medically cleared yet to resume to all my actions yet and my activities until I got 3 more weeks. But my doctor did say she will come on live. So I will have my doctor on. And if you have any questions about anything that has anything to do with your female parts, make sure that you bring them because she will be here in 3 weeks. She said after I'm all clear, she's going to be on the show. So with that being said, y'all have an amazing weekend. Did I tell y'all to turn on your notification bell and follow me on all social media? You may not want to follow me on TikTok. Just joking. I'm still keep posting until it's gone. Because I have limited information on there. Yeah, at Bubble Babes, BABEZ University, all over. Follow me. And I will talk to you guys. Oh, and you can follow me on our community. Go to Bubble Babes, BABEZ University.com. Click community. It's free to join. Join the community, and we'll be able to rock there too. So with that being said, yeah, I say that all the time. I gotta cut that out. You guys have an amazing day. I hope today was interesting, and I hope that it made you stay. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.